In the beginning of the story, we are shown a chemical plant where new research and experiments are done to make dangerous weapons. This plant was in Libya, where many soldiers were guarding. There, we see the general who was very happy with his family, but his happiness was not going to last long. Then a soldier is killed by a man and suddenly the chemical plant is attacked. There, the bombs started falling, and along with some people who were attacking the people sitting in their cars with guns. Now there comes the head of those people who were attacking there. Actually, this was a very big terrorist who had caught the general and asked him about the bombs there because dangerous weapons were made by using chemicals here. So this terrorist came to get those weapons. The general does not tell him about the location, so that terrorist also threatens to kill him. Seeing all this, the general told him about the bombs and weapons. But after knowing everything, that terrorist also kills the general. Now we are shown a man named Bernie who came to his friend's house. He was standing outside listening to his friend who was fighting with his female friend whose name is Gina. Gina was fighting with her friend whose name was Lee, because Gina said that Lee does not give her proper time because of his work. Now Lee opens the door in front of which Bernie was standing. He came to take her with him. Actually, Bernie lost his ring by gambling once, but she liked him very much, and she is also very precious. So that's why he came to take Lee with him, so that these people can go to the bar and get the ring again. Lee's friend was a very good friend, so he was ready to go with Bernie. On the way, Bernie tells him that the person who has my ring is the biggest gangster here, so we should first talk to the bartender to get our ring back. When he goes and talks to the bartender, he tells him that if you want the ring, you will have to fight with them. You will have to fight, only then you can take your ring. Now Lee, who was very good at fighting, starts killing everyone one by one. He was killing everyone very nicely. Bernie, who was sitting far away, is watching all this very nicely. He was feeling as if a movie is going on in front of him. Now when the last man is left, then Barney flies to kill him. But the gangster's man returned Barney's ring out of fear. Now the scene of the chemical plant is shown again, where the same terrorist who killed the general. Now he was shooting and killing the remaining soldiers there. Next we are shown the CIA headquarters, where we see the team of Expendable 4, which is also the name of this movie. At the same time, Lee and Barney also come. Here we find out that these two are actually part of the CIA team, which was very famous in the name of Expendable. Gina also worked with the CIA. Here they are all meeting a new partner. Lee and Barney are told by their partner that we have got a mission which we have to complete quickly. Then they get their heads, which tells that your mission is to catch a dangerous terrorist, which is the same terrorist who had attacked a chemical plant in Libya. Heading shows everyone his picture, and also tells about him that he has another partner, who is a very big gangster. Now they all get on a plane and leave for Libya, after about 3 hours when they reach Libya. Then the team of that terrorist attacked them. Now because of which, Lee says that we will have to get off the plane while walking. The whole team gets off the plane, but Barney was still in the plane. He leaves his friends there and goes. There, the terrorist had also stolen the bomb and the nuclear weapons, and when he was leaving the building, Lee's partner tries to shoot him, but his eyes were weak, because of which his aim was missed. Then Lee and his partner sit in the car and follow the terrorist. There was a commotion. Barney, who was sitting in the plane, was watching everything, and tells Lee, "Catch him quickly." He is running away with the bombs. Lee, who was behind his car. That's when Barney's plane is attacked again. When Lee sees this, then he was trying to help him, but Barney says, "First you catch him and save the weapons that he is running away with." After hearing this, Lee says, "Then something went wrong. First I will save you," and by saying this, changes his path. From here, their mission was ruined. First, Lee destroys the machine, with which Barney's plane was being attacked, but then the terrorist also shoots again on the burning plane of Barney, due to which now Barney's plane had crashed completely. When Lee runs away on foot and goes towards that plane, he finds out that Barney has left everyone forever. He was dead. Now Expendable 4's team was gathering in a bar and celebrating his friend Barney's death. That's when his head comes there, who says that Lee, because of you, the whole plan has been ruined. Because of you, our mission has been ruined, so now I can't keep you in my team. You can go. Lee's other teammates also say that if you wanted, you could have completed the mission. You also wasted the sacrifice of our friend Barney, which he had given for this mission. After hearing all this, Lee now leaves from there. He was no longer a part of Expendable 4's team, so now he doesn't even have money. So Lee starts looking for a new job. He reads a newspaper in which he sees a social media influencer's guard's job, who was a very rude man. That's why on the first day, Lee fights with that man, kills him, and leaves his job. And then he came home. After coming home, he remembers his friend Barney. Looking at his ring, he thinks that he will definitely take revenge from his enemies. Then he gets a file at his house. His friend Gina also comes to his house, whom we saw in the beginning of the story. She also worked with CI, means she was a part of the Expendable 4 team. He asks Gina whose file it is. She says it's Ocelot's file. This is the story of the time when this case was solved by Barney. Ocelot was a very big gangster. There was a condition about this case, that as long as any person is connected to this case and he is alive, no one can open this case. Now because Barney was the only one who knew about this case, who was alive before. Now because he is also dead, that's why we got this case's file. And now we will take revenge on Barney. Lee gives him a dagger. He says, Gina, take revenge on Barney with this. Kill that killer with this. When it was morning, Gina had left before Lee woke up. Lee also gets up quickly now. He gets ready and starts checking the location on his mobile. Actually, the dagger he gave Gina, he turned on the GPS system in it, so that he could find out where Gina is going with her team. Gina and her colleagues reach the secret CIA head office in South Asia. Lee had left for Thailand. He had actually come here in search of one of Bernie's old friends. When Lee finds Bernie's friend, and when he finds out about Bernie's death, he was also ready to take revenge for Bernie's death with Lee. There, their special weapons are given to the Expendable Force, that is, the CIA team. Then their head comes to them, who tells everyone about that terrorist who first attacked the Libyan plant and killed Bernie. He had now hijacked a very large ship, that is, the ship in which a lot of stuff was being taken. And he also tells them that an Ocelot is also going to come on that ship, who is a very big gangster. This is the only chance we have to catch him. And now do the work carefully. Don't do it like you did in Libya. You ruined the whole mission, and that's why I'll come with you now. Gina now tells everyone about the mission, what they have to do. She says that first of all, we will get off that ship with the help of the parachute. After that, we will first kill the Ocelot and then that terrorist. After that, we will get those nuclear weapons that were stolen from the Libyan plant. And then our mission will be completed. There, Lee talks to Bernie's friend who met him. He just asks him that you were Bernie's good friend, right? So why did you leave him? Why did you leave him and go? He says that I have killed a lot of people in my life, and I was happy to kill them. That's why it was very important to stop myself. I left everything and came here so that I could change myself. Now it is shown on the ship. The team of Expendable 4 had also reached the ship. But on that ship, there was already an army of terrorists who surrounded them from all sides. And they took their weapons and locked them up on the ship. After that, they all start blaming each other. Who got stuck here because of whose fault? Then the terrorists come there and ask them who is your leader. Hearing this, their leader says that I am the head, so they now take the head of the CIA with them. In such a long time, Lee and Bernie's friend also reach the ship. Bernie's friend leaves Lee on the ship and says that our company was up to this. I have started killing people again, and no one will be spared from me. So you go and take revenge on Bernie. Lee hears this and says that it's okay. I am enough for all of them alone. When he reaches the ship, where he can't see anyone, he thinks that there should have been bloodshed here. But how can there be so much peace? Now, when he enters the ship, a man shoots him from behind and tells him to stand like this. Don't look back. Liu tells him not to look back or stand like this. And in the same way, he confuses the man in his words, kills him, and leaves. Now we are shown a terrorist who holds the head of the CIA and talks to the government, live, that he should leave his partner, who was a terrorist like him. Otherwise, he would kill the CIA team. Liu was also moving forward, looking at the location of the dagger, which he had given to Gina. He kills the partners of the terrorist in the ship and moves forward, and he reaches the Expendable 4's luggage. That means he took an axe from the luggage and kept it with him, which belonged to his partner. There is a terrorist who was trying to contact his men, but no one answers him. Then walkie-talkie. Liu talks to him and says that all your men have slept for a long time. When the terrorist hears Liu's voice, he says, "Oh, so it's you. Well, it's good that you're here too, so maybe I'll send you to your friends soon." Then the terrorist sends his army to kill Liu, but he didn't know about Liu. That he was such a powerful and dangerous person. Liu was killing everyone one by one and moving forward, and he wreaks havoc. There comes Bernie's friend, who had left Liu here. He had a dangerous weapon in his hand, which he was killing one by one. When Liu sees him, he asks, "What are you doing here? Have you forgotten the way?" On which Bernie's friend says, "I'm just like that. How can I let that friend of Bernie die, who Bernie loved so much?" Now they both fight the terrorist army together, and then they found that place too, where the rest of his friends were trapped. When they come to that place and see, but now they had also left. They had also found a way out of here, but they didn't have any weapons, because of which they couldn't do anything. Now Liu helps his friends. After reaching them, they all reach that bomb, which the terrorist had put on the ship to kill them, on which the time of 27 minutes was running. Liu says to his friends, "What are we going to do now?" On which Liu says, "Don't worry, we have only 27 minutes left." After which, the Expendable 4. They attacked the terrorist army. Everyone was showing their skills and killing them. Liu's fight with the terrorist. Both were hitting each other. Liu stabs the terrorist, on which he says, "That's all you can do. You have such a knife." Now Liu hits his friend's axe and says, "Will you see a bigger knife than this? Or is this enough?" Now Liu asks for the bomb's remote from him. After which Liu says, on which the terrorist answers him that he is not with me, he is with Ocelot. Meanwhile, a helicopter also comes there, in which the terrorist's released companion was. The army had come to release him, but suddenly the head of the CIA comes there, who kills the terrorist's companion. Actually, this was Ocelot, who is a very big gangster and used to work with terrorists. He had also brought his team here by cheating, so that he could bring them here and finish them. And the whole blame comes to the terrorist, that because of going on his mission, all the Expendable 4 teams were killed. Now Li was also listening to all this, who shoots the helicopter from behind, in which Ocelot was going to go. Li did not want him to go from here, so Ocelot also threw the bomb remote in the water, after which he starts shooting at all the Expendables. Li tells his companions that we will have to dive into the water quickly, otherwise the bomb will explode and we will all die. We have no other way. Hearing this, Barney's friend says, "Why dive into the water? My boat is stuck behind this ship." Now, all of them get out of the way behind the ship, and with the help of a rope, they go into Barney's friend's boat. When it's Li's turn, he cuts the rope and says, "Don't let my sacrifice go to waste." There was still 6 minutes left in the bomb. Li quickly goes to the control room and changes the direction of the ship, so that if the bomb explodes, the ship is not near the city at that time. There, Ocelot also makes arrangements for a boat for himself, and tells his men that none of the Expendable 4 should be saved. But he did not know that the Expendables have been gone for a long time. Now only Li was left in the ship. That's why he starts firing blindly at Li. Li was also shooting in response, but soon his gun runs out of bullets. Then he sees a helicopter coming towards him, and he drops the bomb on the ship. When Li comes out and sees that Ocelot was still alive, he was still telling him to fight with him. Li, when he wants to fight with him, he takes out his gun by deception. Then the helicopter comes from above and attacks Ocelot, which also killed him. There was no one else in the helicopter but Barney, who was still alive. Li is shocked to see him like this. Now he sat in the helicopter with him and left from there. When they come a little far, then suddenly the ship also blasts. In the helicopter, Lee asks Barney, "How did you survive?" "I saw your dead body myself." Barney says 25 years ago, "I was on a mission in which 8 of my companions were killed. Only his file could have come out. When I died, that's why I did all this drama. If I hadn't done all this drama, we would never have known about Ocelot. So I just wanted to kill him." Lee asks, "Where did you get this helicopter from?" He says, "My friend. Old links come in handy at some point or the other." Now, all the Expendables together, to complete their mission and to be alive Barney, were gathered in a bar. Lee asks Barney, "So whose corpse was in that plane, in which you were sitting?" He says, "Do you remember that man who stole your ring?" At this point, they both start laughing like this. And with this, our story of this film also ends here.